In the past few years, I've built my done-for-you agency to over $200,000 per month in revenue, whilst completely removing myself from the fulfillment aspect as well as the day-to-day operations of the business. As a result, I've worked with some of the biggest names in my space and made my clients hundreds of millions of dollars in the process. But what's more impressive is that I've developed a system that's able to function and run completely without my involvement. And in this video, I'm going to break down every single step I would take to scale it and grow it to $200,000 per month while removing myself from the delivery and the fulfillment process. Now, this isn't just some high-level advice. This is a detailed step-by-step plan that you can take and execute on immediately to see results. So if you're the type of person that typically starts something but doesn't generally see it all the way through, then this video is probably not going to be for you. But if you're serious about getting high-paying clients, systemizing your fulfillment so you don't have to work the day-to-day, as well as building a highly profitable agency that is completely hands-off, then watch all the way to the end, take copious notes, and start taking action in your agency. So the first potential scaling plateau that you might run into is going to happen around time when you hit $20,000 a month in revenue. So essentially at this stage, what you're trying to optimize towards is actually stability. Essentially, to get to this stage, what your journey so far most likely has looked like is you scrambling to get clients in a bunch of different directions. You probably got some via, let's say, Upwork, some because of cold email. You tried to cold call a little bit and that maybe got you a deal or two. And then maybe you've been posting content and then someone definitely came through content, but you just have no idea exactly who. And you might have a little bit of key client risk because let's say one of the clients that you have is paying you 5x what the average is. Essentially at this stage, you don't really have a business yet because everything in the business is pretty much going to be handled by you. Or if you have elements of it outsourced, maybe it's lead generation, there's still a line of communication that gets managed by you. So the biggest thing at this stage that you've achieved is essentially validating the need for your product or service in the market. But you don't really have a consistent way of acquiring clients right now. Nor do you have a team, nor do you have consistent margins. A lot of people get trapped in this stage because their life becomes quite lavish and it's probably the first time you've seen money like this in your life. I know I definitely had that problem a little bit in terms of just feeling like you're kind of hot shit, right? But the truth behind the scenes is you're working 8 to 12, maybe even sometimes 16 hours a day, scrambling to fulfill all the clients that you've just signed, as well as trying to make a little bit of time to go out there and try to scale by finding new clients. In this stage, you essentially need to solve 3 major problems. In order for you to have scaled up until now, most likely you relied on some sort of outbound channel, meaning that you were DMing people, applying to Upwork listings, approaching potential agency partners for white label type of deals. But these systems aren't entirely reliable because as you close more deals, your time becomes more and more restricted. And as a result, you're able to allocate less time towards the activities that actually scaled you to this point in the first place. So now what you really need to start doing is trying to build a consistent inbound lead generation system, meaning that instead of focusing on sales, you need to start marketing your business. For example, getting on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, etc. Basically going out there and starting to promote what it is that you're actually selling. And it's that mindset shift of focusing on inbound versus outbound that's going to be the thing that helps you unlock the next stage of scale when it comes to acquisition. Now, moving on. The second bottleneck that you need to be solving for at this stage is to increase your customer lifetime value. Because right now, most likely some of your projects are one-off payments. You maybe have a few smaller retainers in the portfolio, but ultimately, you're not super sure how much you're going to do the next month, the month after that, and the following month after that. And it's because of that uncertainty around lifetime value that you're going to have a hard time living comfortably and at peace knowing that your income, quote unquote, is very stable. Another thing that's going to be hurting your lifetime value at the moment is because the service quality is dependent on your time right now. Meaning that the more time you allocate to making content and doing the activities that's actually going to drive the business forward, the less time you're able to spend on service delivery. So as a result, the quality of work that's being produced by your agency is very inconsistent, leading to clients churning after 2 to 6 months. The solution here is to essentially start really working to dial in your service delivery whilst outsourcing certain elements that are considered low ROI. Meaning, for example, if you're running, let's say, a lead generation service, instead of just doing, let's say, the media buying, implementing something like icon.com or some sort of AI ad creation tool that actually automates the making of creatives, that's going to help you remove yourself from a portion of the service delivery. Maybe considering hiring a media buyer, right? If you're an email marketing agency like me, consider hiring a designer maybe an account manager. You see what I mean? And over time, you need to remove yourself piece by piece from the fulfillment process. So that way you can actually focus on what's going to grow the business, which is lead generation focused activities. Now, a big mental barrier that you need to overcome in this process is that a lot of the time, because you're managing the client relationships and you're doing all the work, it feels like by you outsourcing it, the likelihood for the client to leave goes up dramatically. And I can tell you that verbatim, that is completely false. Because when I was running, let's say, I think it was like 15 to 30K a month agency back then, I was doing a large portion of the fulfillment myself. And I can tell you that one of the biggest things that increased churn back then was I physically did not have time or the energy at the end of the day to maintain a high quality service. And as a result, what happened was I would make mistakes while scheduling campaigns. One of the worst ones was for like a couple of days, I just forgot about this client that I had completely, right? And as a result, obviously that led to a lot of client churn and fluctuations in our revenue. So at this stage, in order to increase your LTV, hiring a team is going to fix the retention portion. The next thing that you need to look at is increasing your pricing, because most likely the first few clients that you ever sign, you have huge amounts of emotional attachment towards. However, in reality, they're not paying you the most, right? Because most likely you lowered your price to prevent them from having objections. And as a result, they're not even really that profitable for you to work with anymore. But because you've worked with them for so long, they're a relatively easy client to deal with because you already have that relationship and you're just kind of hesitant on firing. So here's the system that you got to follow. The next client that you sign, you set a threshold for whatever price that you aspirationally want to charge. And as soon as they sign, you need to let go of the smallest client. And over time, you replace your clients one by one whilst building out your fulfillment team. This will ensure ultimate profitability and help you break past the 20K a month scaling ceiling. Once you outsource portions of the work, as well as start focusing on inbound lead generation systems, over time, this should help you compound your way to around $50,000 a month, or within about that range. And if you just continue on what you're doing and introduce a new layer of management, you can even hit $100,000 a month consistently with the systems that I just outlined for you in terms of solving the two bottlenecks, one on the acquisition side and one on the fulfillment side. But essentially, to grow from, let's say, 50 to 100K a month guaranteed, there's going to be several things that you need to do. Because once you fix the bottlenecks to go from 20 to 50, this is what you're generally going to have. You're going to have a consistent client acquisition method that is relatively predictable. Like, you don't know to the T of like, okay, here's exactly how much I can go up in MRR per month by. However, you have a rough kind of like feel. It's like a sixth sense, like, oh, don't worry, like a client that's coming around the corner. I just can feel it, you know? And also at this stage, you would have hopefully already outsourced completely the fulfillment work for all of your clients. However, as you kind of try to break past this 50, 60K mark, you notice again that your attention is kind of being spread really, really thin because you're hopping into way too many meetings. You are not onboarding clients properly anymore because you're just like dragged everywhere and like your attention is just spread so thin and it feels like you can't focus anymore and you can't actually do any deep work anymore because your Slack is going off every 2 seconds. So in order to go from this 50, 60K type of range into the 6 figures per month range, there's a few bottlenecks that you need to solve. First things first is you need to start what I call productizing your service, meaning that at this stage, you should have served enough clients to be able to know exactly like what are the common denominators amongst the clients that actually get fucking incredible results with you guys. And once you identify those common denominators, you essentially package them up into a singular offer and you just trim the fat around like the rest of your service. For example, when we were building out our flagship email and SMS management programs back then, SMS wasn't a super lucrative channel just yet. It wasn't fully developed in the e-com space. And as a result, we realized that actually we didn't really need to do SMS for all of the brands that we worked with. So we kind of trimmed that out a little bit in the very beginning stages. We also identified that actually not all brands needed to have like weekly calls with us because people didn't really care, you know? And also I noticed that on those meetings, it just wasn't very efficient because everything that we could have gone over, we could have just like done over a few Slack messages, right? So what we did was essentially we took our like service that clients loved, and then we just removed the portions that the clients never used or found cumbersome. And as a result, the service became leaner and more productized because we realized that the thing that actually led to results was A, B, C, and D. And as a result, we cut off E, F, and G. And that meant my team can spend less time per client, handle more clients, and overall made us more profitable. But also it meant that we can scale with a lot less headache because there's just physically less moving parts in the fulfillment team. Prioritizing your service also means fixing your pricing, meaning that you're not charging based on vibes anymore. You have a price and you stick to it. And if people say no, they say no, and that's completely fine. It's super important that you not only figure out the systems on the service side, but also also figure out the systems on the pricing and sales aspect. Now, the next big bottleneck that you need to fix between this 50 to 100K a month stage is you need to introduce a new layer of management. And for most people, and how I personally solve this as well, is I introduced a chief operations officer. Back then, it's more of a head of fulfillment role. Basically, you need to find someone either inside of your company that can step up to the task, or you need to hire externally, a manager that is highly experienced in your field. Effectively, this person's role is to essentially oversee all of the marketing and fulfillment team, meaning that whenever a client has a question pop up, that person is the one that needs to address it if the account manager can't answer it themselves, or if there's basically just put out any fires day to day on the fulfillment side. Now, this person could be really tough to find. However, I promise you, when you find the one, everything will just click into place in terms of you'll get so much more time back. And also, for the first time in the business, it's almost as if like you could just breathe again. You know what I mean? So let me tell you a bit about the process in terms of getting this person. Ideally, there's two routes. Either you're going to promote from within, meaning that you're going to promote an employee that you feel can step into this role, or you're going to headhunt from a competitor's company, someone who may be ready to be promoted into this role or is performing this exact role in your competitor's company. Once this hire is made and onboarded properly, it's just going to be a matter of time before you hit $100,000 a month consistently. Now, from 100 to 200, there's not really a huge amount of bottlenecks. It's kind of just solving the same problems that you've solved already, but just at a much larger scale. So for example, rather than hiring people to help you with lead generation, you're now having to hire people to close for you. Rather than hiring a singular head of fulfillment or chief operations manager, you're now hiring managers or team leaders under your head of fulfillment. At this stage, rather than just publishing on YouTube, you're needing to go into X, start newsletters, and essentially just build yourself up more as an authority figure in your space. You're going to need to have hiring more dialed in. So rather than you just taking interviews, you're now systemizing those interview processes and having new hires be screened, interviewed, hired, onboarded completely without your involvement. And essentially, once you optimize those things, you should be well on your way to hitting $200,000 a month or beyond. Now, if you're going to follow exactly what I've outlined in this video, you're going to be on your way to scaling to $200,000 a month or beyond in no time. But here's the honest reality. Doing it alone is pretty challenging. Like, it took me quite a few years. You're going to struggle to scale because you've never really hired properly before and you don't really know what it takes to build the right team. You're going to lose a shit ton of clients along the way, and that might put a dent in your confidence because you lack the streamlined processes necessary in order to scale the fulfillment portion of your business. And you might just listen to my advice, know that it's there, but still face those revenue plateaus as well, because either due to complacency or some sort of blind spot in your business. So if you want to skip all of that and essentially plug in a proven system that allows you to scale to 200K per month or more with a done-for-you agency, then feel free to check the first link in the description below. Inside, I'm going to uncover the exact missing pieces that's going to allow you to scale your sales team and automate client acquisition. Remove yourself from day-to-day operations and just turn your agency into a cash cow business that's going to feed you for years to come.